A very good evening to you and welcome back on PACIS TV. This is the time for the news in English. My name is Benjamin Kwizera and these are the top stories tonight. Young people who received the outpouring of the Holy Spirit in the Hosanna charismatic community operating at Kibeho Parish say that after being filled with the gift of Holy Spirit, they have resolved to be characterized by actions that benefit others. Members of Pueri Cantores choir in the Catholic Diocese of URUHARE say that their pilgrimage to Kibeho to the shrine of the Virgin Mary has helped them to better understand the message delivered there to the world. Parents of Father Jean-Claude Muhire and Father Jean de Dieu Ndayishimiye, who were ordained to the priesthood on Sunday, the 9th of August 2026 at Mibirizi Parish, have expressed great joy over the significant milestone of their sons have achieved in serving God. The National Institute of Public Health, INSP, of Democratic Republic of Congo reports that as of 7th of August 2026, a total of 4,209 Ebola cases have been recorded, including 1,916 deaths. Welcome to our news in detail. This is the news brought to you in partnership with the Credo Hotel, located in the Huye district, southern province of Rwanda. Young people who received outpouring of the Holy Spirit in the Hosanna charismatic community operating at Kibeho Parish say that after being filled with the gift of the Holy Spirit, they have resolved to be characterized by actions that benefit others. They also affirm that they will intensify efforts to encourage fellow youth to pray and support the vulnerable. More report. During celebrations held this Sunday, marking the 50th anniversary of Hosanna Charismatic Community's mission at Kibeho Parish, young people received the gift from renewal in the Holy Spirit. They stated that this spiritual outpouring will not end with the Jubilee celebrations, but rather will transform their lives, enabling them to become role models for others and encourage both youth and adults to pray and remain steadfast in faith. What I will help the community is to be an example to others, to work perfectly and to maintain well charismatic values. I am going to encourage others to pray and I will help vulnerable people. As a charismatic who filled with the Holy Spirit, what pleased me a lot today is that I must remain steadfast in the Holy Spirit and help others to know Holy Spirit. More to that, I will try to be a good fruit in our neighborhood, in young and adults, and also help poor to join charismatic and other Christian families. Ansiri Mukansinga, who founded the Hosanna Charismatic Community in 1976 while she was a student at secondary school, then known as college, later became known as Mère du Verbe after the Marian apparitions that took place there involving three young girls, Alphonsine Mumureke, Nathalie Mukamazimaka, and Marie-Claire Mukangango. Ansile expresses special gratitude to Nathalie Mukamazimaka, one of the visionaries, for her role in reviving the community after it had been disrupted following the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. She rebuilt it, and it has since given rise to more than 50 other charismatic communities. When Father Bosco Yirirwahandi approved our community, we called it Hosanna, and it is now lasted for 50 years, operating with many charismatics. It's very good. I really thank the leader, Natalie, of this family. When she stepped in, the community was very weak because what happened in Rwanda, specifically the genocide against the Tutsi. But she tried her best. It's Beatrice Kabeda, a member of the National Council for Renewal in the Holy Spirit, who joined the Hosanna community in celebrating its 50th anniversary, urged the Christians, both long-time members and newcomers, not to be passive believers, but to be deeply rooted in their Christian faith and in the renewal of the Holy Spirit, and to become sources of hope for others. For members of the Hosanna Charismatic community, the celebration of this 50th Jubilee is a valuable moment to look back and thank God for the journey they have gone through, while also renewing the commitment to continue spreading the good news and being a positive example to others. Members of the Pueri Cantoris choir in the Catholic Diocese of Butare say that their pilgrimage to the Shrine of Virgin Mary at Kibeho has helped them to better understand the message delivered there to the world, while also strengthening their commitment to their calling of singing and spreading that message to others. News in details. Members of the Pueri Cantoris choir in the Catholic Diocese of Butare say that their pilgrimage to the Shrine of the Virgin Mary at Kibeho has helped them better understand the message delivered there to the world, while also strengthening their commitment to their calling of singing and spreading that message to others. As Pueri Cantoris choir marks 25 years since its establishment in the Diocese of Butare, members say this was their first pilgrimage to Kibeho, and for many of them it was also their first time visiting the shrine. Speaking to PACIS TV, participants explained that the teachings and discussions they received during the pilgrimage helped them to gain a deeper understanding of the message of the Virgin Mary, particularly her words about watering the flowers. They noted that previously they thought she was referring to ordinary garden flowers, but later came to understand that she meant people, those who need care, support, and spiritual growth. They also expressed appreciation for learning that Alphonsine Mumureke, one of the three visionaries who witnessed the apparitions of the Virgin Mary at Kibeho, was once a member of Pueri Cantoris choir. This history, they said, has become a source of inspiration for them to continue their mission of singing and spreading the message of Kibeho. Father Angelo Kamana, who serves at Ngoma Catholic Parish and is responsible for children's ministry in the Diocese of Butare, including members of Pueri Cantoris, stated that as those called to sing God's peace, the pilgrimage should leave them with renewed strength to better fulfill their mission within the church. Father Kamana further encouraged the children to avoid distractions, remain patient in the face of challenges that may take away their peace, and dedicate themselves more fully to the mission of the church. He urged them to stay committed to their communities of services and to allow themselves to be guided by God so that they may build a better future for themselves. Well, parents of Father Jean-Claude Muhide and Father Jean de Dieu Ndayishimiye, who were ordained to the priesthood on Sunday, the 9th of August 2026 at Mibirisi Parish, have expressed great joy over the significant milestone their sons have achieved in serving God. They also prayed for them to faithfully fulfill the mission to which they have been called. News in detail. Parents of Father Jean-Claude Muhide and Father Jean de Dieu Ndayishimiye, who were ordained to the priesthood on Sunday, the 9th of August 2026 at Mibirisi Parish, have expressed great joy over a significant milestone of their sons have achieved in serving God. They also prayed for them to faithfully fulfill the mission to which they have been called. During the ordination ceremony, the Bishop of Cyangugu, His Lordship Edward Sinayobye, urged the newly ordained priest to be characterized by unity, love, and deep commitment to prayer. The ceremony brought together Christians of Mibirisi Parish alongside the families of the new priests. They expressed pride in the achievement of their sons and noted that they would continue to raise their younger children well so they may follow in their footsteps. In his message, Father Fabian Gasigwa, the superior of Jesuits in Rwanda and Burundi, encouraged the two priests to remain devoted to prayer, to strive for obedience to their bishops, and maintain good relationships with their fellow priests. During the Holy Mass, presided over by Bishop Edward Sinayobye, who also ordained the two priests, he first thanked their parents for offering such a precious gift to the Church. He emphasized that in the current times, the Church needs to be guided by the Holy Spirit, and he called on the new priests to embody unity and love. Father Jean de Dieu Ndayishimiye hails from Cyangugu Cathedral Parish and belongs to the Society of Jesus Jesuits, while Father Jean-Claude Muhide comes from Mibirizi Parish. Mibirizi Parish is one of the largest in the Cyangugu Diocese and ranks among the oldest in Rwanda, having been established in 1903. It is currently on a journey towards celebrating its 125th anniversary in 2028. Today, on Monday, the 10th of August 2026, Father Jean de Dieu Ndayishimiye, a member of Society of Jesus Jesuits, celebrated his first Umuganura Mass with the Christians at Cyangugu Cathedral Parish following his ordination to the priesthood by the Bishop of the Cyangugu Diocese, His Lordship Sinayobye Edward, on Sunday. More report. On Monday, the 10th of August 2026, Father Jean de Dieu Ndayishimiye, a member of Society of Jesus Jesuits, celebrated his first Umuganura Mass with the Christians at Cyangugu Cathedral Parish following his ordination to the priesthood by the Bishop of Cyangugu Diocese, His Lordship Edward Sinayobye, on Sunday. The occasion was marked by great joy among Christians at the Cathedral Parish as they welcomed a newly ordained priest for his first Mass. Members of his family said that although his journey to the priesthood was not easy, they were deeply grateful and happy to see their relative become a priest. They encouraged him to remain committed to a life of prayer, dedication, and love. Father Jean de Dieu Ndayishimiye described his ordination as a great joy and expressed gratitude to all those who supported him throughout his journey to the priesthood. He also appealed to them to continue accompanying and supporting him as he begins his ministry. Father Bernard Karerwa, the rector of the Jesuit novitiate in the Cyangugu Diocese, also expressed his joy at seeing the Society of Jesus gain a new priest. He encouraged the Father Jean de Dieu to remain attentive to people seeking God in different circumstances and to accompany them in their spiritual journeys, which he said would be an important part of his ministry. Father Jean de Dieu Ndayishimiye has committed himself to dedicating his priestly ministry to helping people draw closer to God and attain a fuller spiritual life. His priestly motto is inspired by the words, "I have come so that they may have life and have it in abundance." Well, after a short commercial break, we are coming back with the international news tonight.
Ufite Canal Plus, abafite na Netflix. Niho honyine warebera K-pop Demon Hunters ndetse anime y'inyamamare muri iyi minsi. Mu mazi magari, abasare ba One Piece muri season ya 2 baragashya kugeza ku nkombe. The Polygamist mwese mwakukiye imitima, uyireba yicara na karawuri k'amazi hafi aho. The Night Agent season ya 3 nibiturika bidasigwo bihasanze. Kuri Netflix ufite amahitamo y'imyidagaduro y'impande zose z'isi. Netflix iri muri abonema y'ikirenga nta yandi mafaranga wongeyeho. Niba ufite abonema ihutire gukurikiza amabwiriza ubundi ubone igisobanuro cy'uburyohe.
Babivuze ukuri kuwiza imyuga acukubiri n'ubushomeri maze agatangira gukirigita ifaranga. Mu ishuri umushumba mwiza TSS niho honyine wakwiga imyuga ku rwego rwa AD irimo guteka ibizwi nka Food and Beverage Operations, ubudozi cyangwa Fashion Design.
Abashaka kandi kwiga by'igihe gito namwe twabatekerejeho kuko tubigisha gutunganya imisatsi, ubutetsi n'amahoteli. Ushobora no kwiga mu mezi 3, 6 cyangwa umwaka ndetse n'ishami ry'ubuhinzi no gutunganya umusaruro. Nimutugane.
Umuryango umushumba mwiza kandi ubafitiye n'ishuri ribanza ry'ikitegerezo rya Ecole Saint Agnes guhera mu y'inshuke kugeza usoje abanza.
Ngwino wandikisha umwana wawe hakiri kare kuko twatangiye kwandikisha abashaka gutangirana n'umwaka w'amashuri mu kwezi kwa 9.
Ishuri umushumba mwiza TSS na Ecole Saint Agnes aherereye i Remera mu Giporoso ahazwi nko ku Cyamitsingi.
Ku bindi bisobanuro wahamagara kuri nimero mubona kuri ekara zanyu.
Yemwe yashuri bose bashaka ni College Fondation Sinagera.
Mama we.
Iri ni ishuri ribumbatiye icyerekezo cy'u Rwanda twifuza kuko ritanga uburezi buhamye mu mashuri y'inshuke, abanza, icyiciro rusange ndetse n'amashami y'imyuga n'ubumenyingiro mu buhinzi, ubworozi, food processing, ubwubatsi, ubukanishi bw'ibinyabiziga, fashion design, gutunganya imisatsi, ububaji n'ubusuderi. hari n'amasomo y'igihe gito short courses mu mashami yavuzwe haruguru aherekezwa na practice zihagije kuko abanyeshuri bigira mu nganda za Sina Gerard International Football Academy yigisha abana guhera ku myaka 6 gucunga ruhago sawa atletism, imbyino nyarwanda no kwiga amategeko y'umuhanda no gutwara ibinyabiziga nabyo biri mu nyongera y'amasomo. Abana biga amashuri y'incuke n'abanza basoza ibyo byiciro bose bazi gutwara igare. Umwana wa segonderi we atahana uruhusa rwo gutwara ibinyabiziga. Witinda kwandikisha umwana ku ishuri kuri Nyirangarama cyangwa ku mashami ya Sina Gerard Entreprise Urwibutso hose mu gihugu. Ku bindi bisobanuro hamagara 0788535123 cyangwa 0788535999. Twubaka ubukungu bushingiye ku bumenyi.
Ni murikagurisha mpuzamahanga.
BSF yateguye imurikagurisha mpuzamahanga ku nshuro ya 29 rizabera igikondo mu mujyi wa Kigali kuva ku itariki ya 28 Nyakanga kugeza ku ya 17 Kanama 2026. Ibihugu bigera kuri 20 byose bizaba biri mu rw'imisozi igihumbi. Buri gicuruzwa, service cyangwa kwidagadura wifuza byose bizaba bihari. Imiryango izaba ifunguye buri munsi guhera saa 3 za mu gitondo kugera saa 4 z'ijoro. Kubifuza kumurika ibyo bakora nababwira iki? Imiryango irafunguye. Hamagara 0785 imurikagurisha mpuzamahanga Expo uritegurirwa n'urugaga rw'abikorera PSF ifatanyije na Minisiteri y'Ubucuruzi n'Inganda Minicom.
Rero ugiye kutubwira impamvu zatumye hitamo kuza gusaba akazi hano.
Bwa mbere nza gusaba akazi hano nari nabitekerejeho, mbabarire. Murakoze. Mu by'ukuri numvaga mfite ubushobozi ndetse n'ubushake.
So kutiteguye bihagije ni ukutaryama neza. Rwanda Farm, le paradis du matelas.
Bakerarugendo namwe bashyitsi mugenda mu karere ka Muhanga no mu tundi turere two mu ntara y'Amajyepfo n'intara y'Iburengerazuba, namwe mwese mukeneye serivisi za hotel, ni muze nimugera mu mujyi wa Muhanga mukomeze gato. Nimugera i Kabgayi murahasanga hotel yiteguye kubakirana urugwiro. Iyo nta yindi ni Hotel Saint Andre Kabgayi. Hotel Saint Andre Kabgayi tugufitiye serivisi zitandukanye za bar na restaurant kandi zitanga nk'ubuhanga n'icyubahiro ku mukiriya utugana. Tubafitiye kandi imikino itandukanye ifasha abatugana kuruhuka nka piscine wogeramo ukaruhuka mu mutwe, imyicungo igezweho abana bidagaduriramo bagataha banezerewe, tennis na table game bakunze kwita biyari, igisoro ndetse na volley yo ku mucanga bakunze kwita beach volley mukunda muri benshi nayo nitwayibagiwe. Ikindi nuko muri Hotel Saint Andre Kabgayi twakira inama zitandukanye kuko tubafitiye ibyumba byiza by'inama utasanga ahandi, bya bito ndetse n'ibishobora kwakira abantu benshi, ariko by'akarusho tukaba tubafasha no gukora inama mukoresheje ikoranabuhanga mu gihe mutari kumwe mu cyumba. Kubifuza serivisi za catering, Hotel Saint Andre Kabgayi amafunguro n'ibinyobwa tubibagerezaho ku gihe. Tubafitiye ibyumba byiza byagutse biri mu byiciro bitandukanye, harimo n'ibyo bakunze kwita suite mu ndimi z'amahanga, ndetse byose ukaba ubibona ku giciro cyiza. Muri make ugeze muri Hotel Saint Andre Kabgayi ahora yifuza kugaruka kubera uburyo yakiranywe ubwuzu n'icyubahiro tutasanga ahandi, kuko serivisi tuzitanga kinyamwuga kandi zishingiye ku ndangagaciro za kizizi. Ku bindi bisobanuro waduhamagara kuri telefone ziri kuri ekara yawe cyangwa ukatwandikira unyuze ku mbuga nkoranyambaga zacu zitandukanye. Hotel Saint Andre Kabgayi, imfura mu mahoteli mu gutanga serivisi nziza inoze kandi ku gihe.
Welcome to our international news tonight. In Democratic Republic of Congo, the National Institute of Public Health, INSP, of Democratic Republic of Congo reports that as of 7th of August 2026, a total of 4,209 Ebola cases have been recorded, including 1,916 deaths. News in detail. The National Institute of Public Health INSP of Democratic Republic of Congo reports that as of August 7th, 2026, a total of 4,209 Ebola cases have been recorded, including 1,916 deaths. According to the Institute's report, 828 people had recovered from the disease by that date, while 595 others were either in the quarantine or receiving treatment in designated health facilities. The province of Ituri remains the epicenter of the outbreak, accounting for 86.5% of all reported cases in South Kivu. No new Ebola cases have been recorded for the past 72 days. The outbreak is caused by the Bundibugyo of the Ebola virus. The World Health Organization (WHO) indicates that there is currently no approved cure or vaccine for this strain, although trials are ongoing. These figures makes this outbreak one of the most severe the DRC has experienced since Ebola was first identified in 1976. The WHO noted that by the 30th of July, the number of infections had already surpassed those recorded during 2018 until 2020. The number of infections had already surpassed those recorded during 2018 until 2020 outbreak. From 2018 until 2020, in 299 deaths out of 3,481 cases. This means that although the current outbreak has recorded more infections, the death toll has not yet reached the level seen during that period. From Democratic Republic of the Congo to Vatican, His Holiness Pope Leo XIV has issued an urgent humanitarian appeal for the... Well, and that story takes us to an end of our news edition tonight. But before we close, let's go back to our top stories. Well, in our news tonight, in Kibeho, young people who received an outpouring of the Holy Spirit in the Hosanna Charismatic Community operating at Kibeho Parish said that after being filled with the gifts of the Holy Spirit, they have resolved to be characterized by actions that benefit others. In Butare, members of Poetic Cantores Choir in the Catholic Diocese of Butare said that their pilgrimage to the shrine of the Virgin Mary at Kibeho has helped them to better understand the message delivered there to the world. Parents of Father Jean-Claude Muhire and Father Jean de Dieu Ndayishimiye, who were ordained to the priesthood on Sunday, have expressed great joy over the significant milestone of their sons have achieved in serving God. In international news, the National Institute of Public Health, INSP of the Democratic Republic of Congo, reports that as of 7th of August 2026, a total of 4,209 Ebola cases have been recorded, including 1,916 deaths. Well, it was a very huge privilege to be with you tonight, and thank you very much for being with us on PACIS TV. My name is Benjamin Kwizera, and I wish you a very fantastic night.
PACIS TV, the #1 Catholic television in Africa.
PACIS TV, ta vie renouvelée en Jésus-Christ.
PACIS TV, the #1 Catholic television in Africa.
PACIS TV, ta vie renouvelée en Jésus-Christ.
PACIS TV, the #1 Catholic television in Africa.
PACIS TV, ta vie renouvelée.